Gentlemen and ladies, welcome back to another episode of the Burt and Burger Podcast, episode 130. Happy to have you here. I'm Burger, co-host with my cousin Burt. We are chilling, we are vibing, bringing you B&B 130. Thanks for chilling with us.
Hell yeah. It is good.
So, guys, I got an update on how much of a cunt Burt is. So,
yes.
he was working on a video for us last week.
Correct.
And he was talking about how he's got a TikTok for it. He's got a YouTube Shorts for it. He's got a YouTube video for it. It's going to be all good. Absolutely none of it was done.
Correct.
And then I asked him, hey, what happened to that? And he's like, you know what happened, bitch. Enjoy your trip.
Yeah.
So, or you said focus on your trip.
Yeah.
So, I have no fucking idea what happened. And it's been weighing on my mind on what happened.
Oh, I'm sure.
So please inform me what ended up happening.
The same shit that happens every week.
Oh,
actually, this specific time, it wasn't my negligence. This time, the time that I have to work on shit, I spent way too fucking long. Like, way too fucking long on it. Like, I was editing, like, a full-on, like, full hard editing, and it was bad. So I wasted a lot of time.
Yeah, I had no idea what you were talking about. You know what happened.
Oh,
Focus
no,
on
it's
your
the
trip.
typical, you fucking send me some gay retard message. Whenever the shit doesn't come up, it means that I could not find the time during the week to do it.
Disagree.
And you can't even say that, because I don't even know what else I would have been doing. I've actually had a pretty busy summer in like comparison to other times in the past.
Oh, when you had a busy summer and not a busy summer, the same amount of work gets done, which is very little.
Well, that's because before I would be playing games instead. But that hasn't really been happening now. I got to a record low,
As in like
everybody.
the past month or something.
I got to a record low. I had 3 hours played in the last 2 weeks on Steam. 3 hours.
Congrats.
So where did
3 hours total on Steam.
Where did the other time? Yeah, I usually I'm somewhere around like 30 or 40.
Yeah, so I had no idea what you were talking about. You're like, you know what happened.
How
Focus
do
on your trip.
you take a wild guess at what it could have been? It just didn't get done.
You've never said that. Like, you know what happened. I'm like, did your computer break? Did your battery explode again? What do you mean? I know what happened.
You know what happened.
No,
I'm
I had
amazed that you
no
couldn't
idea.
figure it out.
You know what happened, as in something happened.
Like, you ask
like,
me this
what?
question all the time.
Oh, no, I ask you it all the time, and you're like, didn't want to do it, didn't feel like doing it, is what I would like you to say. But what you say is, I have no time, I get home, I have to watch my retarded brother, and I have to be my mom's bitch, and I have to do this, and I have to do that. That's what you usually say. Now, all of a sudden, you're like, you know what happened.
Yeah, I'm tired
and
of fucking sending the same shit.
I had no idea what happened.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like you just kind of use like a certain lens, and you just kind of look at things, and you try and eke question or answers out when you know what the answer is. It's like a very parental thing to do.
Well, no, it's because before you were like, yeah, I couldn't get it done. I got it. I'll have it up tonight though. Or
yeah, and I'm not going to say that
I got
anymore
home late
because I say that and I still don't have enough time to finish it. I have like a vision of how I want these things to turn out, and they take way long. Like, I really have no frame of reference for how long these things should take. Because like, I made a new clip today. It took me like 30 minutes to make a TikTok clip today.
Nice.
And it's still, the whole video isn't going to be done. Like, to do this to the whole video would take a very long. It took me 30 minutes to make a minute worth of clip.
Yeah, that's about what it took me to do for the last one.
So how am I supposed to do that for 15 minutes? That's going to take me 7 hours.
If you average it like a fucking robot, and it's the exact same process of making one video as it is for another one.
Yeah.
That's not how video editing works, though.
That's how long it took me to do 2.5 trick shots.
It took you 7 hours to do 2.5 trick shots?
It took me 30 minutes to do 2.5 full trick shots.
Well, also, you are editing it a lot more than I originally envisioned, too.
Yeah.
So. Bert, all I was asking is what happened, and you're like, you know what happened. If you could have said, yeah, I couldn't get.
I'm not going to
send
you that because you get pissed off when I send you that.
You know what pisses me off is when you say, you know what happened, focus on your trip.
Yeah,
and
focus on your trip.
I'm focusing on our brand and our podcast.
You should be
and
focusing
our
on your life and your trip.
This is my life.
You're on the thing, like you're on the plane to go to a fucking another state, to go to a nice trip, and you're worrying about fucking B&B.
Hear that, guys?
Yeah.
You hear that, guys?
I was amazed.
You guys are on my mind.
I was amazed.
You were on my mind. I wanted to make sure
You're
guys were
going
happy.
to see your lifelong fucking role model, and you have this.
Burt, it was a 5-second message saying, "Hey, where's the clip?"
Yeah,
well, I
and
had
you sound like a fucking...
doll time on a layover. On
yes.
Like, hey, what?
I'm not interested
where's the videos
because you know how I am. I was 100%
guys, right now he's being a minion
mode.
in Crocs, where he's like, "Oh, I'm not going to send you this. You're being like my dad right now."
You literally sound like my dad.
You know what you could have said, Burt? You could have been like, "Yeah, all the stuff I wanted to do, I didn't have enough time to do all of it."
I'm not going to write you out this huge message.
Was that a long message?
It's
that I
a
just
very
said? I
long
think
message.
I said that
I know.
under 3 seconds.
In my anxiety,
it's a very long message
head.
to say I had an idea and I couldn't get them all in the video in time. That's a long message.
And then you're going to say,
that's a long message?
You don't need to spend so much time on these clips. There's just, it's almost like we haven't been doing this for 130
videos because all you're doing is cutting and pasting highlight videos. This one is a bit different because you're adding a bunch of stuff to it. When you told me it took you hours to do a highlight clip, yeah, that
was a special case, and you
long.
Still skew it every fucking time to make it sound better. Yes, correct.
No, I'm giving you the facts, and now you're trying to add the skewing parts
because
to
I told
it.
you every fucking time because you averaged
no,
that
you
number
did
out.
not. You were like, it takes me 2 hours
you.
every time, and I'm like, I'm going to prove to you it doesn't take 2 hours
I said
every
it takes
time.
2.5
and then you're like,
to do
actually,
everything.
it's a special case. Remember, we talked about this because you told me certain variables that happened after I picked up the challenge to make it. And then once I was starting to haul ass at it, you're like, oh, wait a minute, there's all these other things, and you're just skewing it when you didn't fucking tell me in the first place.
Yeah, I don't actually know what you're talking about.
Well, you can go back a few episodes, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
I don't really care.
So all it was, ladies and gentlemen, was, hey, where's the videos? And he says, you know what happened.
Yeah,
and
it's
I just
the
wanted
same
to know what
shit
happened.
as every other time.
Well, maybe something needs to change here, Burt.
Don't care.
Oh, now, see, there's the minion in Crocs, everybody.
I don't care.
There it is, crossing it. Don't care.
Don't care.
This is how you know you beat him in an argument, because he just stops talking.
Sure.
He's like, I'm just backing myself into a corner here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
I'm not going to win this one.
Don't care.
See? So we had a bunch of content that was supposed to come out. We're also at 1:30, 5 weeks after we were supposed to have the highlight clip of Season 2, Part 1, and that's not done yet either.
Correct.
Even though I told you guys we were going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Burt doesn't care about that either.
Correct.
So, I'm trying to get you more material, and Burt's being a dick right now. So, even on my vacations, I'm like, hey, I want to make sure you guys have something for you when I'm gone, because I won't be able to stream on Saturday, and my co-host let me down with that. So,
Yep. Correct.
I apologize. Burt's being a minion with Crocs right now.
Yep.
And the people that don't know what the minion with Crocs thing is, you got to join our Discord, because it's this little bitch minion with a squinty eye and really retarded hair and overalls and Crocs, where it's just kind of like those gamers you see in video games. You're like, according to my calculations, I don't care, and you don't get me.
Get ratio,
That's how Burt's
buddy.
being right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I tried, guys. To all the admins listening to this video, you can go ahead and roast them when you listen to this episode.
Yep.
Because I did my best. When Elvis Presley went to the military for 2 years, he made a bunch of content before he left, so his fans had stuff to do.
That's good.
And listen to him when he was gone. There wasn't even like a part 2 of Elvis that could go and continue. It would have been easier, but no, it was just him by himself. He made content for all of his lovely fans. And all of the content that we had planned, Burt didn't want to do.
Nope.
So, sorry about it,
Didn't care.
ladies and gentlemen. We'll get them next time. All right, Bert. What do you want to talk about today? What topics do you have?
What topics do I have, dude?
Yeah, let's get you off your pissy pants here.
So it was pretty good. You went on your trip, which I'm sure we'll talk about later, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I had my own cute little trip I went on.
Okay.
So my brother, our one cousin, some other family members went to the casino. Went to a nice big fancy casino.
Is this again or?
Again. Yep.
Okay.
I forgot if I don't think I talked about the casino on here.
I don't think so.
No, I think it was like afterwards or something I talked about. Oh shit, I wanted to talk about how I got fucking raped. Yeah. Yeah, so I've had 2 great runnings at the casino, and yeah, I kind of got screwed, but I had a lot of fun. It was a nice big old casino.
That's literally the sentence of a fucking gambling
It was
addict.
fun. I had fun.
I got fucking screwed, but hey, I had fun. Okay, buddy, keep lying to yourself.
You put it in my ass real good, but it was fun. Yeah, when I say it was was as fun as how much money I spent, probably not. But
how much money did you spend?
So there was a point where I did pretty good.
Doesn't matter. How you were doing.
I brought $300.
It depends how you finish.
I brought $300, and
isn't that how much we had in our PayPal?
Oh, that's convenient. Oh no, this is my own money, or was it? Yeah. So well. I got there was a point where I did pretty good. I was like playing the tables, playing some blackjack. I got $200 chips. I ended up working up to $200 I had at one time. I'm like, damn, okay, this is good. Working with, I think it was like $50. Turned $50 into $200. It was pretty cool. And then right when I was walking away from the table, the fucking dealer's like, hey, buddy, you know what I'd do with that? I'm like, what's that? He says, I'd put it on black. I'm like, huh? Would you?
Yeah, this is like that homeless person where you gave him money, and then he's like, more?
Yeah.
Okay. Here you go.
Uh-huh. It's like just some little stupid fucking dumbass little remark. He says that, and I'm like, you know what? That's kind of a funny idea. And our cousin, dude, he's the addict. Our cousin's the fucking addict. Now that I'm becoming an addict too, but our cousin's the addict. He's like, dude, don't do it. Don't do it. And I'm like, okay, cool. So now I have to do it. But I don't really fuck with roulette. So I go over to the craps table, and I'm like, okay, boys, watch this.
You know, he was probably giving you some, like, serious, like, no, dude,
this is the first time,
like,
I know.
No, like, the casino was like, yo, hey, Bert, trust me, you really want to put that on black.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Don't ask me how, but you're going to really want to put
like
that
right
black.
now, run. Yeah.
Now.
Go.
Now.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Dude. And it's even like my dad doesn't like the casinos. I don't think he really has ever really gone, but
I don't think your dad really likes anybody.
He doesn't like anything or anybody.
Or your mom or you.
Right.
He really loves your brother. That's different.
Yeah, somebody has to. That's a bad joke.
That's bad.
Love my brother, I promise.
Of course. Yeah, now he says that.
Yeah. But no, he's like, you know, Bert, there's a reason why you walk in this freaking casino that's got like 20-story hotel, like golden walls and shit. He's like, how do you think they bought that? I'm like, oh, shit. It's probably from retards like me dropping $500 on the plethora of games.
And reality is probably because the state gives it to them.
Probably, yeah. There's other stuff.
They feel bad about how we treated their ancestors, so...
Yeah, they're like...
Yikes.
Yeah.
My be.
Like, listen, we kind of fucked up, guys, here. Yeah, but it was fun. It was fun, though. And we were playing...
Addict.
We were playing blackjack, and that same dealer, it was like some big goofy dude.
That's what porn addicts say. Yeah, I got my ass handed to me. I lost my wife and my kids and everything. But hey, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a blast. Yeah, and they were having like there was a big bar area, and they had like cat not really a catwalk, but like a stage, and people could perform and everything up there. And me and my brother and my cousin were at the blackjack table, and he's like, hey, when we were walking away from the table, he's like, hey, why don't you go in there and check out the bar? I hear they have a special show going tonight. And our cousin runs over, and he looks in. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is a special show. They were having a, I think I got in trouble the last few times I said this, but they're having a trainee party in the bar.
Now, when you say you got in trouble, is it because you told your boss this, or you told one of your professors, or?
No, I just feel dirty hearing it back in highlight clips. Like, I may have dropped the FAG word in the last one, and I bleeped it out, because it was in such a good part of the highlight clip, and I'm like, that sounds bad. And I've said trainee before, and you're like, damn, Burt, I should drop the trainee word.
Bullshit.
Is that like a slur or
tranny, no. Tranny, it was a different word, because we talked about the tranny and weenie show.
Tranny and yeah, we did.
Yeah, it wasn't tranny. It
must have been something
word.
else then. It must have been one of the other ones.
Yeah, sounds nice. Sounds pretty gay. You guys didn't even talk about it in the cousins chat. Did you not want my brother to go or something?
We didn't. Yeah, you thought you guys could get jealous.
Is that really what it was?
No.
I'm over in Tennessee. My brother's probably balls deep in a guy like you. And
never know what he's up to. Definitely doesn't want to see us at the casino. He'll get jealous, yeah.
Huh.
It was, I don't know. I guess we quote unquote had fun. I had to drink A&W before bed because the fucking vending machines didn't take a card, so that was cool. This is just a shit show. It was a shit show, and our cousin's always like, dude, listen. Like, we woke up, and we went to go eat lunch, and he's like, dude, we could low-key hit up the slots before we go to lunch. I'm like, oh my fucking God.
Hang on. Where did you guys go?
We went to...
Damn. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that was going on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're going from it was fun to it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like you're slowly starting to realize.
It's not a thing I need to do anytime soon.
You will, though.
No.
Yeah, you will.
The danger of it that I've seen. The
like,
longer you play, the more dangerous it gets.
You know, shit.
Yeah.
For me, it's quite the opposite.
Yeah.
I'm like, the longer I play, the more I want to stop. I'm like, this is really fucking gay.
Oh, I see. No, it's like there were multiple times throughout the night when I was up, like before dinner, I was up $250. And then I just, went back. I'm like, damn, I could turn this $250 into, $3,000.
Yeah, see, for how shitty and retarded you are, and how you never learn from your mistakes.
Yes.
Like, the casino's the last place for people like you.
Uh-huh. But as I always say, accessibility is the only reason why I feel like I'm not an addict in more things. I kind of have a bit of an addictive personality, I think, with video games and food and the such.
You're really gay.
But cigarettes, I'm too lazy to get my ass up to go to the store. I don't know.
Well, then that wouldn't be an addictive personality then.
I'm just too lazy. Yeah, my laziness outbeats the.
Yeah, no, that would be
lust for.
That would be sloth.
Well, if we're talking sinning.
Yeah,
plenty.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying.
Oh.
It's not the. What did you say? The accessibility is why you're not an addict.
Yeah.
No, you would still be an addict.
Oh, because
the addict doesn't care about that shit. Yeah.
True.
It's like how you thought you had a holes phobia because you don't like looking at holes.
Yeah. Speaking of phobias, not to derail this, but you kind of reminded me of being scared of shit. I was looking around.
Speaking of being a pussy.
Oh God, my fucking head's starting to tingle. I was talking with one of my
boys again, Burt.
I was talking to one of my boys earlier. Yeah,
of course,
in a private call, and I looked over to my left.
With his nails.
Just boy shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And in the corner of my eyes, wiener in hand, I see a little fucking black thing scurry across the fucking pavement. And there's a goddamn mole, mouse, vole, whatever the fuck, hybrid. Little bastard. Little black. Ooh, can't say that.
Oh.
I don't think that needs to get cut.
You might can't just beep it out.
I might have to beep her out. Some little bastard ran across. And so I kind of have a little creature somewhere nearby. I feel like I've felt him tickle my butt before.
Nope, that was just your dad.
Yeah. Like I'm sitting in my chair and I feel something kind of like coming after the hole.
Maybe it's 'cause you just got a poo.
Yeah. Oh no, Bert, you don't understand. Yeah. So if you hear me, oh god, I have the fucking my Switch charger for some reason is up on top of my chair, and I turned around and I saw a black thing up on top. Oh, I literally screamed. I fucking screamed. Like 10 minutes after I saw him screaming on the floor. Oh, it was bad. So if there's a bump, if I feel any bumps or anything, I'm gonna shit my pants.
You're going to look down and you're going to see your dad sucking on your toes. You're like, oh, thank God,
Yeah.
I thought it was a mouse.
Oh, thank God. Woo-hoo. Finally. Yeah, I fucking hate little creatures. I hate them. I hate birds, too. Don't fuck with birds.
Do you like ducks, Bert?
For some reason, I think ducks are okay.
Probably because they're not little.
Ducks, yeah. There's like a threshold that I don't like. Anything smaller, like, oh, God, rabbit? I don't know if a rabbit would freak me out. No, I think a rabbit would be fine.
Bert
I think
just sees a fucking cute little bunny. He's like, oh!
Yeah, just literal rage.
It's like, hi, Bert.
Yeah. I think it's like, I don't know. I'm just thinking of a bunny. This is such a bad thing. I'm sorry, female listeners, but bunnies just seem like...
This is about to be super sexist.
Oh, no, I was going to say they seem very, like, puntable.
So why would you apologize to fucking females?
Oh, just
like
because
that's
they
the most stereotypical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because women like animals and doing dishes and shit. God damn.
Yeah. So I mean that's kind of like a thing, but like a mouse or something, like I'd be afraid I'd go to jump on it or like stomp on. Yeah, jump on it with 2 feet, and it would just like
both feet in the air.
It just like run past me or crawl up my leg or something, and then I
crawl. It jumps at you.
I hate this so much.
You're like you go to like you're like tiptoeing behind it like a Looney Tunes cartoon, and then you jump up in the air and the thing does a 180, jumps up your paint leg before you even touch the ground.
Yeah.
Like, come here.
Are there any animals you don't fuck with?
Snakes.
Oh right. What about fish? You like fish?
Daddy don't like snakes.
Snakes aren't bad.
I don't like men that much.
No?
No. Kind of gay.
Kind of freak you out?
Yeah, I mean, I don't...
You're not really a pussy?
I mean, I don't want to sound like a vag.
Yeah.
Not a big fan, like if I was swimming with alligators or some shit.
Yeah. I mean, just the easy ones, like alligators or sharks.
Yeah.
Silverback gorillas or bears.
It's like fish don't bother me, but like if I'm like swimming in a lake and a fish touches me, I'll freak the fuck out.
Yeah. Goes with your pant leg.
Yeah, and I get weird. Like I'm not like scared to touch them when I'm fishing, like with my brother or something. But like it's the fact that they might twitch, and I'm just ready to fucking jump at any nanosecond that passes by. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I literally I hate snakes.
Yeah.
I really hate them little fuckers.
I do remember hearing that, yeah. I also remember seeing it, too, on the field.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of a specific thing. I grew up with animals my whole life, so I was been around all sorts of them, so.
Yeah.
Again, like if I open up a chicken coop and there's a fucking possum in there, it'll probably freak me out, but I'm not like saying I'm scared of possums or something.
Yeah. Nah, I'd be traumatized for the rest of my life for sure.
Yeah, bugs don't really bother me that much, but when I see a spider, still like, ugh, like who? And my shower curtain, and I start pissing on the little thing. Then it grows.
Okay.
He likes it. Just
Yeah.
like my ex.
Alrighty.
No, I can't really think of anything else.
Dude, I wanted to find the video. My brother had put a video in our Discord call of some dude getting his dick sucked by a fish. Like, it was this whole hog.
Sounds like your search history, to be honest.
Whole hog on the fish. It was fucking bad. It was real bad. He just, like, out of nowhere just fucking dropped her right in. Yeah, I can't find it, though. Fish.
Just look up guy puts whole hog in fish.
Fish. Man hogs a fish.
No, fish hogs a man.
Okay. Fish hogs a man. Fish takes massive hog.
Down fish's dirty little throat.
Yeah. Really getting into it. Really getting into it.
Such a bad fish. Anyways, I just got back from Memphis like 8 hours ago.
Yeah? Yeah, how did that go?
I mean, Arkansas and Memphis aren't that far apart, so...
True, you probably could have just drove. I don't know why you had to
Could have walked. Yeah, I think I'm just going to start saying Arkansas. I'm like, who the fuck? Who goes to Arkansas?
We got, I think it's fair. Yeah, that'll work.
Literally, I don't know. It's actually where we're from, but lol. Anyways, yeah, I just got back from Memphis. Boy, that was a trip.
Yeah, you were there for like a couple days, right?
I was there for 3 nights, 4 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so the trip started on Thursday. Me and my grandma went together. It was just her and I. And she came over Wednesday night, spent the night at my house because I live close to our airport. And we got up at like 4 in the morning and then drove to the airport and took off. So it's just, airports are gay, like George Carlin says. They're gay.
Correct.
And they say be there 2 hours before your flight time. Okay. Our airport's not a very big one. And then there's the one in Memphis that is big.
It's probably gay, yeah.
And it says the same thing. Please be at the airport 2 hours before your flight time. So we got our itty-bitty airport that you could probably walk around the whole thing in 5-10 minutes. Versus the other one where you could probably spend a day in there and still not fucking come on every tile on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both saying get there so you can give yourself a lot of time to get there, whatever.
2 hours is actually fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, especially since the plane leaves at 6:20 and they want you there at 4:20 in the morning.
So they actually made you get there that early?
That's what they said. We didn't fucking listen to them, though.
Okay.
We said get bent, bitch.
Because you talked to somebody and they said that's not right?
Well, I asked many people. Everybody I asked said an hour to an hour and a half before your flight time is fine. But then my grandma called the airport, and on their website they said, no, 2 hours, bitch. Now. Get here.
That's so gay.
So we didn't listen. I'm just amazed that a tiny little airport does the same thing as a ginormous airport.
Like, listen, fucker.
We have the same expectations as those people over in New York do.
Yeah.
Yeah? They don't even know we exist.
Yeah, this is like a dirt road versus like a 6-lane highway.
Yeah, like the Autobahn in fucking Germany.
What the fuck?
But I just... So we get there, it's early, and we get on the flight, no problem. I learned a lot about flying and the things that you have to do and the things you literally don't have to do.
Mm-hmm. Can't bring a gun or...
Yeah.
Explosives. You're like, fuck.
So I'm not going to sit here all podcast and roast my grandma.
Okay. But she forgot to leave her gun and explosive.
Yeah. I'm happy to be home, though, if you feel like...
Okay.
And she is, too. There's an age gap between my grandma.
And, yeah. Okay.
So we're talking about having your boarding pass in paper form versus having it in digital form on your phone.
Oh,
and
fuck. Okay.
directions with a map versus directions with the GPS. Like, she really wanted a map of Memphis when I'm like, I can just Google anything you want, Grams. I mean, where do you want to go? No, I want a map. Okay.
All right.
So a bunch of shit like that. Other than that, she was amazing. She almost fucking died from the heat and her fucking smushed foot.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a great combo.
Yeah, but she made it. I was very, very proud of her. So
Awesome.
we get to Memphis at like 9 a.m, dude. That's what, like, my first thing is. If you're going to travel, for the love of God, don't do it this early.
That sounds miserable.
Oh my gosh, that was stupid. So we get there not at 9. I think it was about 10. No, it was probably about 9:30. But by the time we got to our hotel, it was about 10:30. So
Okay.
check-in time for your hotel's 4 p.m. and it's 10:30 now.
Huh. 6 hours of fun, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remind you, I got up before 4 because I was too nervous to sleep, really. So
I'm sure.
exhausted from that, going up and down in airplanes. My ear pressure doesn't do very well in planes, so I'm all sore from that. And in my ass for the amount of fingers they shoved in it. And just going up and down and then finding the right spot and then pushing my grandma in a wheelchair because of her fucking foot and going around massive airports and layovers and all this shit. I mean, I'm exhausted, and it's 10:30 in the morning in Memphis.
I'm ready to go to bed.
The valet parking's there, and we're telling them they're there, and they're like, yeah, I don't think they're going to let you in because check-out's not even till 11, and you're trying to check in. So my grandma goes in, and yeah, we were fine. So we checked in. Fuck you, buddy. So thankfully, we were able to get into our hotel room very, very early.
That's great.
Because that would have been tough. We would have went and got lunch and then had just sit with our fingers in our ass and our keisters for many hours, Bert.
Yeah.
So we get to the hotel. I shower. Did I rub one out here? I rubbed one out twice.
You have a world map, and it just has check marks on all the big cities.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, seriously.
Yeah.
Did I?
Shit.
I think I did. I think I rubbed one out right when I got there. I'm like, damn, those honeys in the airport.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Breeds them good.
I don't know what it was. But
Holy.
I don't know if I was missing my lady too much or what it was. But I lay down and then I go shower and then I take a nap, whatever. And so we both take a quick nap. I don't know if she took a shower. She probably rubbed one out too when she got it.
Probably. Gotta do some maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's looking gross. No, I'm not gonna say that.
Right.
And then we just kind of hung out. I mean, we went to Beale Street, which is a fancy street in Memphis. I mean, Beale Street was in the Elvis movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Elvis went to see B.B. King and stuff.
Yep.
And talk with him. We went there and walked around for a bit and went into the stores. Beale Street is it's a street with a lot of blues music, and it's like home of the blues and where a lot of the big famous artists started to play, and there's live music, and there's shops and all sorts of stuff. It's one of those things that once you've been to about 4 stores, you've probably seen it all kind of thing.
I see. Okay.
Especially when you're doing it at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Because remind all of you guys, I've been to Memphis before. When I was 16, I went there. Went to Beale Street, went to Graceland. Now I'm 26, so, this is my second time doing this. So the first time we went, it was popping at Beale Street. When we went this time, there was like nobody there. Some homeless guy tried to beg for me and my grandma, and I said, no thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Walked in the store. My grandma's like, no thanks.
No thanks.
I'm
Sounds like
good.
Burt. Yeah.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah. No, thank you. I'm good. I'll pass.
Nah.
Ah.
So we went to Beale Street and everything. Then we went to Sun Records, which was really fucking cool. That's where Elvis recorded his first song.
Yeah.
And where he got fame, that's where he started, was in Sun Records. Did a little tour there. Barely got into that last second thing. They were already starting the tour, and we ran up and got in and toured all of it.
Oh, sweet.
I got to touch a mic that Elvis actually recorded into. Stood in the same spot where he recorded. That's all right.
Dang.
It's cool. I mean, to be in the building that he was once in and to walk the streets that he walked was really cool. But at the same time, man, I mean, millions of people have been here
Right.
since then. So it's like, oh, Elvis sang into this. Touch it. Like, yeah, but you already, like, wiped his juice off many, many decades ago.
Many moons. Yeah.
Like, it's still cool to say, but... So, yeah, I mean, I got some pictures and videos of me with the mic and standing there and everything, which was fun.
Heck yeah.
So, and I wanted to go to Sun Record really bad. I didn't get to go there last time, but this time I was able to go, so I was very excited about that.
Awesome.
So this is when my eyes started opening up to Memphis. Sun Records closed. We weren't going back to Beale Street. We did what we needed to there. So I had a bunch of things that I wanted to do in Memphis. I did some research.
Okay.
And there's this big glass pyramid that has hotels and a mall and all theaters and all this exciting stuff in it. For some fucking reason, it was permanently closed. I actually got to see the building. It's fucking ginormous. It's closed. Can't go in it.
Huh.
I went to this park that I saw pictures online for, like, cool things to do in Memphis.com or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yo, this park looks cool. And then I wrote it down, and then I would Google Maps the stuff that I wrote down, and I'm like, oh, wow, this looks gay as hell.
Wow.
There was, like, a dog park that was literally, like, a chain-linked fence on the side of somebody's house.
That is awesome.
I'm like, nah, I don't want to go there.
Don't clean up the dog shit. I collect it.
Yeah. So then I saw one of the parks that I wrote down. I'm like, oh, this looks cool. So I took my grandma there, and nobody was fucking there. It was a completely empty parking lot, pretty much.
Huh.
And nothing was happening. And I'm like, yo, this is where... And I'll let you guys finish the sentence in your head there.
All right.
So we just left. So, and then... I don't want to jump in. I don't want to bore people. We talked about Elvis so fucking much these past month. I went to Graceland the next day, did the tour and everything. That was fun. And then Saturday we went to Tupelo, where he was born and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Memphis. And I hate to say this, but Memphis is kind of a shithole.
Okay.
To any Memphis people out there, I'm sorry, your town's a shithole. You can call my town a shithole as much as you want. I don't fucking care. I literally don't care. I
This
call
is
my
when
town
we
a
drop
shithole.
it.
Yeah. I don't care. You can call my town in Arkansas a fucking shithole. I don't care.
Yeah.
Memphis is a very poor area,
Okay.
and I didn't feel the most comfortable driving around Memphis.
Gotcha.
And we were renting a Mercedes as a rental, so I don't want people to think we were fucking loaded.
Uh-huh.
It was so dirty there. Like, there was so much trash on the side of the road and everything.
That sucks.
And they had a lot of, like, fast food restaurants and stuff that you could pull over and eat at, but I didn't feel comfortable doing it. You know what I mean? Like, you're looking at these restaurants that's next to buildings that have fucking boarded up windows, and it looks like the building was burned down and shit, and watching crackheads walk in front of it, and you're like, Grandma, I'm not going to go in there. You can if you want.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay in here.
Yeah, your grandma seems like the lady. She's like, I can handle myself.
Fuck them.
Yeah. Take them on. I could use some excitement.
Yeah, my grandma got really patted down hard at the airport, too.
Yeah.
They really were rubbing her cooch in her ass and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, she doesn't have any hardware for her leg, though, so.
Yeah, thought she was going to bomb it, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
They got the wrong kind of vibes from Grams, I guess.
Damn.
So, yeah, needless to say, I'm glad to be home. I wanted to just go out and drive and check out stuff on my own, but I didn't really feel the most comfortable doing that there.
Yeah.
I waited in line for 45 minutes for Popeyes, and
Popeyes is good.
I was like, hey, can I get your strips? We're out of the strips. Can I get your popcorn chicken? No, we're out of that. Okay.
Okay, bye.
McDonald's, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I have the traditional chicken, whatever? And I could not figure out what they were saying at all, but it turns out they were saying mild. But the way they were saying mild, I could not understand. So I was like, yeah.
Wild from B-dubs, right?
They're like, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay. And then they're like, what do you want for sides? And I'm like, mac and cheese. Don't got mac and cheese. We got you got fries? Yeah, okay.
How
Pull
about you
up
tell
and
me
they're like,
what you do have?
fries. When I pulled up, they're like, we don't have fries. I'm like, shit. Like, you want the Cajun rice? I'm like, I guess. And like, never mind, we got fries.
What the fuck?
Then she didn't give me a straw for my Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
Which was the real bitch. No, so if you're you got to go to Memphis. You literally have to go there. It's a great. You got to go check out Beale Street. You got to go check out Sun Records.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, Graceland has this whole plaza now of all these brand new buildings and shops and everything like that. Elvis has a racquetball court on his property that he made when he was alive. And last time I was there, the entire racquetball court had all of his records and everything on it. And racquetball courts are very tall. So, I mean, he had this thing filled from head to toe with records and all of his jumpsuits. Well, they literally made a completely separate plaza where it was like his apparel and then his records and his achievements and things like that. Like, they have, so the racquetball court was turned back into a racquetball court.
Okay. And, then
now
a proper joint
there's a
for everything.
separate joint across the street from Graceland. That's literally like a plaza with all these brand new fucking buildings. So to go to that plaza, to go to Graceland, to check out his horse barn, to check out his 2 jets that he has, and then go to Beale Street afterwards if you have time, possibly Sun Records if you can. You got a busy day ahead of you.
Right.
And then you got to stay in the guest house. It's a brand new facility they just put up like 5 years ago, the Graceland Guest House. I love that fucking resort. It was awesome. It was beautiful. It was fun. It was cool. It was fancy, but also had a lot of fun stuff to do. I've stayed in fancy hotels that are literally just fancy, but you kind of just sit there in royalty and that's it.
You're like, cool.
You're like, so anybody gonna come suck my balls or what's going on here?
Yeah.
Why'd I pay
It's a
all
big
this
fancy
money for
room
this?
for?
Yeah. That reminds me, one of the rooms we went in is his TV room. The tour guy goes, so Elvis put the mirrors up on the ceiling to make the room look bigger. And I'm like, gorgeous, I can tell you that's not why he put them there.
Nah.
He wanted to see it go in the 17 fucking different girls' asses that he had in that fucking thing.
The perfect
to make
mirrors.
it look bigger. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
All right, buddy.
Our tour guide, I don't think she said correct things either about Elvis.
She's just making shit up.
Yeah, like some of I think she's got Graceland figured out like the back of her hand. She does tour guides every day, multiple every day, and she cleans Graceland. Like, she knows Graceland well. Some of the shit she said about Elvis, I'm like, eh. Like, she's like, Elvis has sold 2 billion records. And I'm like, Kay, Burt, there's nobody in the world that cares more about that record than me.
Yeah.
He didn't sell 2 billion, though.
Yeah.
That's just wrong. And then she would say something else like, oh, he played football out here, and we'll talk about that later. And she wouldn't talk about it later, so it was kind of sketch.
Leading you on.
Yeah, so go to Graceland, go to the Plaza, go to Beale Street, check out Sun Records, maybe a few other things. Stay the night in the guest house that night. They got live music. They got good restaurants. You can get up and go to the breakfast buffet they have in the morning, which was delicious. Check out 11 and get the fuck out of Memphis because there's literally nothing else to fucking do there.
You've seen all you need.
It is not very family-friendly in my opinion. It's hot as balls, and it's just a poor area, and I literally saw a white family, a mom and a dad, with a cardboard box begging for food. Like, she had her kids with her.
Yeah.
It's like she's trying to use the kids, begging for, like, saying, hey, we need a motel and food, while the dad's, like, sitting there. I don't know what he was eating. But he was just fucking eating away, and his kids are probably staring at him like, please.
What the hell? That's horrible.
Yeah, literally like a few blocks away from Graceland and everything. And I know I'm white, I'm straight, I'm a male, I'm rich, I'm privileged, all this bullshit. Okay, whatever. Nobody likes to drive down the street and see a bunch of garbage on the fucking grass and everything, though, guys. Come on.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like even just like not state whatever the fuck. Like city people should be taking care of stuff like that.
Take care of your shit. Yeah, okay. Like, I'm not like, ooh, there's too many fucking poor people around me. Yucky.
Yeah, no.
I didn't feel the safest there. I've been around plenty of poor people. I mean, when I went to college in that big city, I went around them all the time. I mean, that's not the part that was uncomfortable. My safety was always okay. Yeah. Now, there were different alleys and roads and streets you couldn't go down.
Yeah.
But this is Elvis Presley Boulevard. This is where you make your money. You should be making this place tip-top beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to go to the next road over and everything, whatever. But, like, to have, like, that much just... I don't know. I don't want to sound like a piece of shit, but come on, guys.
Yeah, there's kind of like a certain, like, somebody should have the responsibility of taking care of it, especially if it's like a tourist hotspot.
Here in Tennessee, they didn't give a fucking shit. Like, there's probably dead bodies on the sidewalk, and you walked over it to take a picture of Graceland. That's another thing that I want to talk about. People probably think I'd be in heaven in Graceland, right? Elvis this, Elvis that, Elvis music, snorting Elvis, 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 Elvis. Guys, it was exhausting. It really was.
I could see that.
And honestly, I didn't really like how they portrayed him there.
Yeah, I could see that.
They treated him like a dollar sign, and I didn't fucking like that. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like the fans that were around there. Not a lot of them seemed genuine. They all seemed like, oh, I love Elvis, he's my boy, and things like that. And then, you know, they're just too worried about taking pictures and shit like that versus just taking it all in. Mm-hmm. That might be a little biased because I've been there before, so I was able to enjoy it a little bit more. But,
right,
like, I'm just saying that not everybody there was like a genuine Elvis fan. Like, I feel it's those people that like wear it on their shirt, but other than that, they don't really live the lifestyle. I don't know. But the fans weren't the big issue, I should say. It was the employees. They literally treated it like a dollar sign. They literally treated it like a business and everything like that. Nobody there seemed like they like even knew that they were working in an Elvis facility like that.
Right.
You bring up all your stuff that you're buying, all these souvenirs, and you're all excited and like, is that all? I'm like, yeah. Like, $50 or whatever. And you're like, okay. And then they're just throwing it in the bag and giving it to you. Like, they look at it as like everyday stuff. Where to me, like, I guess where we're from, he's not, like, when you buy an Elvis, you're like, oh, Elvis, that's cool and everything like that, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, they react a little bit more to it.
Yeah.
They're not so stone cold fucking bitch face with everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it sounds like the spirit's not really there, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, it didn't feel like the spirit was really there for a lot of it. It looked like that was their moneymaker. It was their dollar signs was all they were seeing right now. And
yeah.
The best way to do it was the Sun Records tour guide that we had.
Right.
My grandma loved him, but this guy was literally like the reason why I didn't like Elvis in this space. Because he went like this. He'd be like, hello, everybody. Welcome to Sun Studios. My name is blah, blah, blah. And today we're going to be talking about Sun Studios. Sun Studio was recorded in blah, blah, blah by Sam Phillips and his wife in this year and this year and this year. And then we go to da-da-da-da. And then blah, 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 blah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, can you have some fucking individualness here, buddy? You act like you're reading a fucking script.
Yeah.
And just talking through it as fast as you can here. Like, he literally would do that. He'd be like, and then Johnny Cash came through the door. Once Johnny Cash came through the door, then Jerry Lee Lewis came through the door, and then Carl Parkins came through the door, and then after Carl Parkins, there was blah, 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 and then Sam Phillips said, yo, what's good, bitch? There was no individualness for it. Like, everything was so staged and perfect and lined up and everything. Like, it was... And my grandma's like, well, when you do it as many times as he did. And I'm like, I know. Like, once you do the same thing over and over again, you get fucking sick of it, right?
Yeah.
But I think the good tour guides, though, make it engaging and show their passion and their excitement through it if it's really there.
Mm-hmm.
This guy... Go ahead.
It's almost like I have this image in my head. It's like a lot of teachers that I had growing up. It's like you're a teacher and you sign up to do teacher shit, work with kids, and then half the teachers I had acted like they fucking hated kids.
Yeah.
It's like, it's literally in the fucking job description, dude.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta, be charismatic. You gotta be able to convey a story, and have the people engaged in everything. It kind of sucks that it sounded like.
Yeah, the only thing that was interesting was the information. It wasn't him by any means. I felt like anybody could have done it.
Right.
He literally was like he was reading a script. Like, and I get it. He's probably done it so many times. We were at the last tour, so he's probably tired of it and everything. But he's like, I love Elvis. I'm like, do ya?
Yeah.
Or you're acting like there's a fucking sniper on your head right now. And
I love Elvis.
I swear to fuck I do.
I swear to God.
He's so
crying.
cool.
I swear to God.
He's like looking behind you.
Yeah. Always turning around, yeah.
Yeah, and that's how every single fucking worker there was. Every single worker was like that. Not just the tour guide, but everybody. And it just kind of ruined the magic a little bit for Daddy.
Yeah, it probably pulled you out.
It did. I mean, when you go to Disney World, I mean, they're actors, so they're, acting all excited and shit like that to see you. But, damn, at least it makes you feel good. I mean, these guys were like, all right, get your picture with your grandma. Okay, smile. Next people. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Kind of shit.
It's a machine.
I'm like, guys, this is about a man. This isn't Six Flags.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
If any place should really have the kind of spirit, it'd be here.
Yeah, it would be about this guy who's also a very generous person as well. Like, I get it's a business. You got to be strict and you got to keep the line moving and everything. But at least, I don't know. So that really took me out of the fun of it as well. And it wasn't a bad trip. I know it probably sounds like I'm bitching, but I really enjoyed this trip. I'm going to go back to Graceland again. Hopefully it's with my family going forward.
Uh-huh.
But it's their moneymaker.
Right, just throwing the stamp on.
And it's also like, yeah, and it's also their moneymaker has a very permanent marker line drawn out of where their boundaries are, and they don't give a fuck about anything else around it. So, like, fuck the poor community. Fuck how gross this place looks. We're just here to make money. That's not how Elvis was at all. If Elvis saw how trashed it was, I'm sure he would have done something about it. I mean, he would donate things to poor people and cars and money all the time to people.
Mm-hmm.
And for you guys to be like, not our problem. Everything in our acres is us. And things like that. They treat it like a business, and goddamn, it just you take the humanity out of the experience.
Yeah. I don't know. You think somebody would be able to take the initiative to do it, but I don't know.
Yeah. I was nervous too because I thought everything would be Elvis.
Right, like literally everything.
Like when you're walking in the guest house resort, like every square you step on, every tile goes Elvis, 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 Elvis. Like, and there were times where you're like, yo, if I didn't know any better, I don't know if I would know this was an Elvis-themed hotel here.
Oh, it's just kind of had like maybe, I don't even know. I literally have no idea, but
it was just like there were some, because Elvis really liked the fancy gaudy colors and all the sparkly shit and everything, and there were times where they did a really good job with it and things like that. But then there were times where you're just sitting there in the lobby and they don't even have any of his music playing. In the lobby, they don't have a single Elvis thing out there. No pictures, no scenes, no nothing. In the lobby where everyone has to walk in to check in. Apparently, I was watching something on TV where they were like, when they were designing the hotel, they were like, oh, yeah, well, you see these chairs here. We decided to design them like Elvis was holding his cape up on one knee, where he has one hand up and one hand down. And I'm like, I don't really remember Elvis having one corner of a cape up and one down.
Huh.
Maybe a little bit I do, but it sounds like you're kind of reaching there, dude.
Yeah, sounds extra.
And like I said, like, and none of the people, like, they were dressed up all fancy, like you're in a hotel, like a fancy hotel and shit. Like, it didn't even seem very. I didn't expect them to be in fucking jumpsuits with wigs on and shit.
Everybody, yeah.
But again, it's just like, if you didn't know better, there are a lot of times where you would have no idea this is Elvis themed. And then there's obviously other times where you very much know that it's Elvis themed. They have a lot of meeting rooms in there for people to host events there and weddings, and there were like ballet dances in the theaters there and everything. So it's multi-purpose, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, so it can't be 100% EP all the time.
It can't, at least, but still, they could have done better with it. So again, this is me being a big Elvis fan, big down to earth, love the guy. I never noticed anything like this my first time there, so maybe it's biases from the second time there. And also, for people that don't really like him as much as I do, it's probably a good experience for you, and you wouldn't even notice how they treat it like a money sign or anything like that.
I'm sure it's more catered to the average person, obviously, but
yeah. So when we were on our bus, because we got like the super expensive tour, which was nothing too much crazier than the regular tour, I did get to touch a guitar that Elvis played as well.
I got to play one of his guitars.
Yeah, no, they said don't strum on the strings because they haven't been changed since Elvis played it, and I gave her a little open note with my thumb while I was peeling it away.
Wow.
Just gave her a little pluck. Then some deaf guy comes up and just starts strumming it. And they're like, hey, no, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's just going.
He's just hard of hearing. He's like, yeah. And they're like, what the fuck?
That's awesome.
Dude, I went to his car museum, saw all of his cars.
Oh, I bet that's sweaty.
And there's a car there that, there's this picture of Elvis hanging his arm out of a door, posing for these two girls.
Uh-huh.
When he was younger, and I had that picture on a water bottle that I had, and I don't know why this picture, like, I don't know, I just saw it all the fucking time, so it's like really cemented into my brain. And that was the car that he was in the picture in.
Damn.
And there's signs saying don't touch the cars or anything like that. Daddy looks to his left. Daddy looks to his right. There's nobody in this little section of the room. Like, I gotta touch it. Just a little rub.
Uh-huh.
As soon as I touched it, fucking voices were coming over the intercom, and some lady came around the corner, don't touch the cars! And all this shit, and I put my hand in my pockets, and I'm like kicking the fucking dirt, like, who the hell did that? What fucking dickweed did that?
That is awesome.
The voice over the intercom might have been Elvis.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I was
You
too
know.
fucking busy trying to ignore the massive black lady that was telling me not to touch the cars.
Uh-huh.
It said something, though. Also, they might be watching the cars as well. And
Probably.
with the cameras or something, and somebody probably saw my big dumb ass with a Hawaiian shirt on, look to the left, look to the right, like in some Scooby-Doo movie.
Criminal.
Yeah.
That's
And he's like,
awesome.
oh, yep, here it goes.
Yeah.
Or they have like some kind of sensor thing.
I was
on.
going to say.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah, you
but-
can get like light curtains. Yeah.
Oh, but I did touch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gave
fuck
her a couple
you.
rubs. Those little baby rubs.
Yeah. Take
That's-
me away if you want. I touched it. I don't care.
Take me away. I told my grandma I should have touched the pink Cadillac if I was going to touch one, I guess. But
Uh-huh.
I was thinking about that. Like, I'm sitting there and I see the room. Like, it was his parents' room at Graceland, and there's a rope over the door so you can't go in there. I'm like, boy, I should just cross this rope and just belly flop right on the fucking bed.
Yes.
Sure, take me to jail, whatever. But
Fuck
God
you.
damn.
I'll have this memory forever, fucker. You
Yeah.
can't take that away.
I inhaled it.
Uh-huh.
That's the thing, though, dude. I mean, you know how many times that room's been cleaned and everything like that?
Uh-huh.
It's 2022. Gladys died, like, in the fucking 50s, bro.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing there anymore. It's not. And it's almost like the whole locking everything up and making it so you don't touch anything, like, adds to the specialness. But when you really think about it, it's like so many people have touched and cleaned these things. Like, do you really think those jumpsuits really haven't been, suited up a little bit so they look nicer in a case?
Yeah,
you just kind of
fair
lose
point.
the value of it, I guess, over time. Not the
Right.
financial value, but it was a good trip, though. And then yesterday, Saturday, we drove to Mississippi, Tupelo, where he was born. It was about an hour and a half drive. So me and my grandma got in a car, drove down there, saw his little shotgun shack house that he was born in. It was the exact house that he was born in, and it's in the exact location that they built it.
Oh, sweet.
Now, they did move the church that he went to closer to the house.
Okay.
And they built like a little museum behind it, but the house is in the same location
Mm-hmm.
that his dad built it in. But then again, you go back into it, you're seeing the house. This is the house. This is where Elvis grew up. He wasn't even in that house very long because, his dad went to jail and they couldn't afford it anymore. But
Mm-hmm.
he was only there for a few years. They sold all the furniture, so all the furniture in there was not original. It was close to their time period, but it wasn't original. They set it up as close to as it was as possible. The only thing that was original was like a stove and an icebox or something like that. And then you can go to the church in which Elvis discovered music
Okay.
and sang. But here's the thing. They're really, really stretching it here. The church isn't in the same location. And also the church was bought by a different family and converted into a 4-person house for many decades. And then when the house went up for sale, one of Elvis's friends like, yo, we got to buy that church and bring it over to this thing here. So then they picked it up and moved it back to where it is now. And then they, renovated it into back into the church, to the one that he went to. So it's like, yo, it's the church that he went to. It's like,
But also didn't.
yeah,
But also
very,
did.
very technically, you're right.
Uh-huh. Nice.
I mean, you could probably say for how oxygen's recycled, there's a chance I've breathed in one of the breaths he breathed out, right? Like, you guys are really kind of reaching it here. It's cool, though. I will say it was cool. You got to go in there and they did like a baby church service where they like brought down these screens that covered up the windows and put the screens that projectors project the image on.
Yeah.
And then they had projectors go on the screens, and you got to do it was almost like a VR church service where they had actors and everything like that for what a church service sort of looked like if you were here when Elvis did.
Yep.
So, very technically, yes, it was the church that he went to, but literally it was switched into a 4-person house. Like, I don't even know if there's a single piece of wood in there that's original anymore at that point. Certainly hope not. That's how you get fucking termites and
asbestos and yeah.
That's why you get tetanus shots, you see.
Exactly.
So
buildings like this.
Now, in Mississippi, though, it was very much more down to earth.
Okay.
It was very more calm. I would say more hardcore fans go there than Graceland. I mean, right. Graceland's literally like the most toured house in America or something like that.
Sure.
So, according to our tour guide, but like I said, everything with her is an at-risk.
Yeah, you can't take it at face value.
Yeah. So, which is sad, but
the one person.
Yeah, the one fucking person that should be right here. She's like, I didn't even start liking Elvis till about 7 years ago.
Huh?
I'm like, yeah.
Nice.
And you're doing the $400 ticket tours?
Yeah. Fuck, they just hired me on.
Yeah. Yeah, again, you don't have to be very charismatic to be a good tour guide, bitch.
Yep.
We need this fucking lady that did the Graceland tour and the guy that did the Sun Records tour to combine. And you have the perfect tour guide. Because we had a super charismatic lady that had like no knowledge, and then the guy that had all knowledge but literally was acting like he was reading a script. But okay. Mississippi was a lot more humble. It was a lot more down to earth. It was a lot more calm. They didn't look at him as much as a dollar sign. It was only $30, I think.
Okay.
It was like $30, $40 or something for me and my grandma to go tour the house, the museum, and the church. And they were like, here's a little gift shop of Elvis stuff if you want to check it out.
I don't mind if I do.
Yeah, and versus like, you got to buy this, you got to buy this, you got to buy this kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And then we drove back home in like a torrential fucking thunderstorm, which fucking severe warning signals were coming over the radio, and it literally looked like the clouds were starting to funnel.
Fuck that.
When it's 90 degrees out and it's raining really fucking hard, it's kind of spooky.
Uh-huh.
But we got out of there in time and everything, went back home and came back today, so.
Very good.
It was cool. One last thing that I want to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did I tell you about the kid actor that played Elvis in the movie?
Yes, you did.
I'm pissed.
Why?
Tater goes, did you ask him to come on the pod?
Damn.
Guys,
Jeez.
In the Elvis movie with Baz Luhrmann directing it, there was a kid actor that played Elvis. Believe it or not, it wasn't the real Elvis, I don't think.
Right.
He was only in there for a couple minutes. You know, he was the kid that looked like he was getting possessed by demons, as Burt said in the Elvis trailers.
Uh-huh.
I kid you not, this motherfucker was touring Graceland with me. I shouldn't even fucking lying.
That's so cool.
I'm not even lying. Oh my God. So it wasn't Graceland. It was his record building. That new building where his jumpsuits are and all of his gold records and stuff are.
Uh-huh.
So I saw him multiple times in the museum part and then the tourist souvenir shop thing after it.
Yeah.
And he was a young kid and he had a tour guide and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I didn't even know you could have tour guides in here. That's pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
And he was...
You're like, that's weird. A tour guide has a camera.
Yeah, no. The kid was looking at all of this stuff and I just remember him like being so amazed at all the Elvis stuff. Like, amazed about the awards and the jumpsuits, and he was so interested in everything. And I remember feeling excited that such a young person was into Elvis.
Yeah, no.
And
yeah.
they went out in the souvenir shop thing and they talked about maybe buying one of those jumpsuits you can buy, or a belt or something like that. Like, they were really looking at it, and that's the last I really remember. Then I go back to my hotel with my grandma, and then the Graceland Facebook page is like, yo, the young actor that played Elvis as a young boy in the Elvis movie stopped by today, and showed pictures of him smiling in front of shit. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? That's the fucking kid. That's the kid I was looking at.
That weird little
sounds
bastard.
weird, but
yeah.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah. I could have got a picture with him. He probably would have really liked that too. Obviously, they didn't think he was too big of a deal if he didn't need any security or anything, I guess.
People like Fox, some random kid. Who cares?
I didn't recognize him. I really didn't. Now when I combine the two, I do, but I think they might have done some doctoring in the cameras and shit like that, I guess. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I would have loved to have gotten a quick pic with him, because I remember saying, the actor that they got to play young Elvis looks like a young Elvis. They did a good job with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, and he was literally right there, and could have asked him to come on the pod, I guess.
That would have been sweet.
Gosh, that was insane. That was so insane. Now it makes so much sense why he was interested in it as much as he was. So.
Yeah. Yeah. He does the
Why
movie
they were
and
looking
he's
at
like, shit, we got to get cultured.
Yeah, seriously. He probably didn't even know who Elvis was.
Yeah.
Probably explains why he was looking at a $3,000 Elvis belt you could buy or whatever it was.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, no, that's my trip to Graceland. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Me and my grandma argued a lot, but we also had a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Which is the true family element, of course.
Keeping it exciting.
Uh-huh. Memphis is sketchy and dumpy, but you still definitely gotta go there and make a day of it. Stay the night at the hotel and then get the hell out of there. Tennessee has a lot of fun things you can do, ladies and gentlemen. Memphis is just really not where it's at, from what I could tell. And if there was a lot to do there, they didn't advertise it very well. Probably because all their advertisement goes into Graceland. It's really hard to, because I'm saying such polar opposite things, shithole, but you gotta go see Graceland and things like that. No, you gotta go to Memphis, go to Beale Street, do the Elvis stuff, stay in the hotel. It's an amazing hotel, and then go check out other things. You don't have to spend 4 fucking days there like me and my grandma did.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a threshold of.
Yeah, and this is coming from a die-hard Elvis fan. Not as die-hard as some people. My tour guide said that somebody told her that this was their 401st time visiting Graceland.
What the hell? That's
I told
insane.
my grandma, I'm like, there's not too many things that I've done 401 times, Grandma.
Yeah, one thing in particular I can think pretty close, but.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. I'm well past 401 in those times, but but just man, again, being an Elvis fan, I get sick of it.
Right. Yeah,
At the end of the day, it's not Elvis. He's not there. At the end of the day, Elvis has been dead for 40-something years. There's only so much you can enjoy after a while. You're not like his family that sometimes has Easter and Thanksgiving there. Mm-hmm. You can't go swim in the pool. You can't go play on his piano. I mean, come on.
Right.
401 times, you're literally just looking at it as a number at that point. You got to be.
100%. Yeah. That's the gimmick.
Yeah, it was fun. You guys got to check it out, but only make a day of it. You don't got to stay there as long as I did.
You really soaked it up. Yeah.
That's for certain.
That sounds cool, though.
Soaked her up. All right, hopefully that should give Burt enough stuff to cut out, because I had to take a poop break, and Burt said some raunchy shit that he's going to have to cut out.
Uh-huh.
So we should have a full episode. Thank you so much. gents and ladies, for listening to this episode of the B&B Podcast. We're just trying to bring a little bit of the family element to the podcast world. As you can tell, family runs deep. And this podcast spent 4 fucking days in Graceland with my grandmother. So,
oh yeah,
you know we're serious. At the end of the day, it's just comedy. Calm the fuck down, pussies.
Chill.
Other than that, thank you for listening.
Love you guys. Bye.
See ya.